Everyone, guys, very good evening to each and every one of you present over here. Hi everyone, welcome to this live stream. I hope you all are doing good at your ends. So once you all are here, just drop me a hi in the chat box, guys, so that I get to know you are here, and we'll be starting it for today. Okay, till the time, just let me open in your chats, and we'll see for the same. Okay, just give me a minute also. And till the time, whosoever has joined in, just please drop me a hi or drop me a yes, guys, in the chat box, so that it helps me out to get to know that you are here in the class. So we'll be starting on with the today's topic very soon. Just let me check in for you all. Okay, hey Aditya, welcome to the session, welcome to the class. Okay, no sound. Okay, just a second, guys. Am I not audible? Okay, Umakant, I guess I am audible. I just requested you once try checking in your audio. Maybe just try to once refresh it. Might be that is the thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay, hi, namaste Pravesh. Welcome to the session. Okay, fine everyone. So hope you all are doing super good at your ends, guys. We'll be starting for today. First of all, I'll let you know that what right away we at Unacademy are offering you. Okay, and even what do you have here, and further we'll be proceeding ahead with today's session. Okay, so let's start for the day. So right now the offer which is going on is that you can save to 50% off with your 4 months of free extension onto your GATE and ESE CS and ISE subscriptions. Okay, so what you could do, you can join the Prarambh and the Vishwas batches for GATE and PSU 2025 and 26, which is going to start on 30th of December. So we are going to start the new batches for your GATE and PSUs 2025 and 26 from 30th of December. Okay, so we are having two kinds of subscription, guys. The very first one is a plus and the second one is your iconic. Okay, durations are kind of the 2 plus 2 free months, 15 plus 3 free months, and 24 plus 4 free months. Okay, accordingly, here are the amounts that you have to pay in terms of the fee for your complete course. Okay, this offer for the class and this offer where you can save to 50% off, that is only and only valid till 23rd of December. Okay, very good evening, Sayan. Very good evening. So you can just use in the code which is unlock20, which is even mentioned over the screen, and if you create that, you can just get the maximum discount onto your courses. Okay, that's that thing. And further with the same, right away, Unacademy, like we are presenting your exam kind of experience for GATE 2024. So this is the all India mock test series which is going for GATE 2024, right? So now the next exam, first one was on 17th of December, that was a Sunday, and the next one is gonna be on 24th of December, that is again a Sunday. Okay, so you all can join in this mock test series, the experience for the mock test for the GATE 2024 kind of exam. You can just join in. The process to enroll is just you can scan up this QR code over here, and with that you can enroll completely for free for this exam. So the timings for exams are that for CS, IT and EE you are having 9:30 AM to 12:30 PM. Okay, followed by ECE, CE, MECH 2:30 to 5:30. That is how the times have been divided. Okay, and even based over your marks, you'll be securing the ranks also. So the people who are gonna get rank between 1 to 10, they'll be getting 100% scholarship, 11 to 60, 75%, 61 to 200, 50%, and 201 to 500, 25% scholarships. So this is how all the scholarships have been divided for all of you over here for the same, right? This is how it has been divided. So this is how you can just enroll into this with the QR code and go for the same. In case you're having any queries, you can reach out to 8585858585, and you will be getting all your queries solved in very quickly. Okay, further your Prarambh batch, it is gonna be starting from 30th of December. Okay, the batches for GATE and PSUs 2025 for the CS and IT. It's gonna be Hindi plus English, CS, and the batch number B. Okay, so you can just start on with the database management system at 6 p.m. That will be your very first class for this particular batch of the Prarambh. And next is your Vishwas batch, that is for your GATE and PSU 2026 for the CS and IT. So for that, it is going to start from December 30th. Language is going to be Hindi plus English, CS, and that will be your batch number B. So you'll be starting off with the database management system at the same. Okay. So again, for the Prarambh, I just told you that batch for GATE and PSU 2025 starting with DS and AI. It's going to be start on 30th of December. Okay. And for the DS and AI, it's again going to be Hindi plus English, DS and AI, and that will be your batch number A. Okay. So they will be getting a database management system starting with the same. And talking for your GATE and PSU 2026 for the DS and AI, it is going to also be start on 30th of December. DS and AI, Hindi plus English, batch number A, and that will be your database management system. So this is how this starting has, like, this complete batch is going to be started out for your DS and AI also. Okay. So in case the people who are going to take in all the the iconic subscriptions, okay, the people who are going to opt for the iconic subscriptions, those people will be getting these books delivered to their home within 15 days of time. Okay, so the books are kind of the digital logics, operating system, programming and data structure, theory of computation, computer network, database management system, compiler design, computer organization architecture, discrete mathematics, algorithm, engineering mathematics, and aptitude. So these are the books that will be delivered to your home within 15 days of time. Okay, if you are going to take up the iconic subscriptions in that respective case, right? So in the starting, I told you there are two types of subscriptions, right? Iconic and your plus. So in case you take iconic, you will be getting these books at your home delivered within 15 days. So nothing can stop you from chasing your GATE CS and IT dream, guys. So you can just get started with the no cost EMIs and your 0% interest onto the loan for as low as rupees 3,599 per month. Okay, so the process is very simple. You get the approval in 2 hours, you get the minimal paperwork and a flexible tenures also. The terms and conditions have been applied onto the which are available already onto the platform. Okay, and this is a kind of a daily scholarship test which is going on. So you can just take this test completely for free and you can just win up to 50% of scholarship onto your exams, onto your enrollment, maybe for the batches which you're going to enroll. So time is going to be 15 minutes. Question will also be 15 minutes. So you can just take this time anytime, anywhere from the app or maybe from the desktop also. Okay. And as soon as you give this exam, you get an immediate discounts based over your performance. So how will you will perform based over that, you'll be getting that well discount also. So the person who is getting first rank will be getting 50% discount, top 1% as 30%, top 10% as 15%, and up to 90% as 10%. Okay, so these are discounts which you'll be getting based over your percentiles that you have been scoring. And these are all the people who have cracked out GATE 2026. So Unacademy learners have already cracked it. Many congratulations to each and everyone over here. Yes, fine everyone. So I hope like you might have gotten the idea that what exactly we are offering you here at Unacademy in terms of the courses, in terms of your mock test and everything, right? Okay. A very good evening, Harshit. Pravesh, can you suggest any playlist regarding engineering mathematics from the IISc perspective? For the engineering mathematics, Pravesh, I am exactly not very sure with the same. But I'll see if you can just try to visit the Unacademy's playlist of the engineering mathematics. Okay, just try visiting that once. And might that help you exactly? Yeah, apart from that, I'm not really very sure with the perfect playlist for the IISc perspective in engineering mathematics. Okay, fine everyone. So we'll be starting on with your machine learning for the GATE, DS and AI, guys. But before that, I just want to let you know one thing, that tomorrow you people will be having no class. And on 24th, that is your Sunday, you will be having class early morning around 7 or 7:30. Okay, so everyone, I request you that on Sunday. If you people get up a little late, so I just request you that guys just get up a little early. Okay, we'll be having class at 7 or 7:30 in the morning on Sunday. Okay, so just make sure that you join on time also on Sunday. Okay. Okay, Munchkin, very good evening, Munchkin. Harshit ma'am, I have a strong grasp over JEE Advanced Maths. So is it enough or should I also devote some time for it? See, Harshit, in case you're having a good grasp over the JEE Advanced Mathematics, I guess that is quite enough for you in terms of this particular, maybe in terms of this respective GATE exam. I guess that is more than enough in Harshit in case if you have good grasp over the thing. Just keep revising and that is more than enough. Because the topics of that is quite similar only. And even in your GATE DSAI, except the statistics and probability also, linear algebra and calculus, everything is there. So that is all about that particular kind of only same. Okay, Harshit, clear? Okay, perfect. So I was talking about that up till now we have learned a lot of things onto your machine learning into the classes, right? We have learned about your starting with the supervised learning, right? Then we learned about the classification, regression, linear regression, logistic regressions, right? KNN, SVM, naive based classifier, right? We learned about the decision trees. Fine, we just like we have learned about a lot of things, right? Bias variance, I guess we have learned also. So yeah, like these are the all things which we have learned till now. In the unsupervised also we have seen a lot of things about clustering in detail and everything. So for today we will be starting on with your hierarchical clustering. Okay, so as I can just see the syllabus which is mentioned over here. So we will be starting on with the hierarchical clustering for today. Okay. So I'm just pretty sure that this particular machine learning will be just finished in next 3 to 4 days. Okay, next 3 to 4 days we are gonna about to finish the machine learning for your GATE 2024 DS and AI. Okay. Yeah, sure, Victor. Okay, fine, Harshit. Hi, Vivek. Very good evening. Sayantan, some background noises. Okay, guys, is there any background noise which is coming? Okay, if it is coming, also just let me know. Is it disturbing? Okay, fine. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Victor. Thanks a lot. Sayantan, I'll just request, like, if you can ignore that voice now, it would be very helpful for me. Okay? Fine, perfect. So, today we'll be starting on with the hierarchical clustering. Right? So, today's topic that we will be learning and going through into this particular class, it is all about your hierarchical clustering. Right? So, you know that clustering... you all know that clustering exactly comes under your unsupervised learning, right? We all know that clustering is a part of your unsupervised learning. So I'll be taking you towards that what hierarchical clustering is, how do you do that particular thing, what are the things that you have, what are the techniques, what are approaches into that, everything we'll be discussing up in detail. Okay, so I would just open your file into which you were doing up the stuffs and just a new file also. Okay, and I will be putting the heading for today. Fine. This is the topic for today, hierarchical clustering. Okay. Okay, Sayantan, thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Fine. So see, this is the one of the most, like, this is the other kind of unsupervised learning that we have. So what it does, it is also used for grouping the unlabeled data sets into a cluster, and or this is also known as hierarchical cluster analysis. When you group up the unlabeled data sets into a cluster, that is also known as hierarchical cluster analysis, or in short form you can say HCA. So it is all about grouping up the unlabeled data into the clusters. Okay, now this is what we do in the clustering, right? We have the unlabeled data, we just try to put the like with that unlabeled data, we just try to make the clusters, right? And how properly it's gonna be working, we just try to do all of those respective things, right? That is how this hierarchical clustering exactly works out. So what happens into this respective clustering algorithm, we first will try to develop a hierarchy, right, of maybe a tree kind of a structure about the clusters. We just try to make up a tree kind of a structure about the clusters, and that tree shaped structure which we called is known as your dendrogram. I would just dendrogram. If you all remember, so the day when I guess we discussed about your clustering only in detail, there I told you about the dendrograms, right? That these dendrograms are somewhat one kind of a you can say a visualization which is made for the data, right? So whatever the unlabeled data we are having, we just try to form that into the clusters and into format of a tree. And this tree shaped structure that we have, this is known as a dendrogram. Okay, the tree shaped structure that we have, if you people remember, we had made out a dendrogram also into the last class. I'll just try, yeah, this one. If you remember, so this data we had, that is right Harshit, in SVM you have these dendrograms, right? So if you people remember, we had this data that is A, B, C, D, E, F, right? So we just tried to make up a dendrogram for the, so see, this is a kind of a tree like of a structure, right? You know, I give you an example of that family tree, right? So what happens in the family tree, there you just have this particular idea that there are a lot of branches, and those branches are also subdivided further also, fine? That is what happens into your this particular family tree, right? Now similarly you have these dendrograms. Here one branch is having the other branches also, that next branch is also further subdivided. So these are the further subdivisions also now that you have here under these dendrogram. Okay, what do you have to do over here is it's just that you will be like making up the dendrogram, this tree kind of a structure, which better helps us to understand about the clusters into the form of a tree. Okay, that is the very first thing that you have up over here in terms of the dendrogram. Right now I would just take you back to the same file. So what happens many times, what will be the result many times when you will be using this respective hierarchical clustering, right? Many times into that you will see that the results for your k-means clustering and this hierarchical clustering, they might look kind of a same to you. Many times this happens when you are using, many times the case is that the final result which you get after applying the k-means clustering and the hierarchical clustering, so it might look similar, but what happens, they both differ, right? So how are they working? Just based over that respective thing, they both differ out a lot. So that is how you just work with the k-means clustering and the hierarchical clustering, fine? So in the case like when you are using hierarchical clustering, there you need not to define any value for the k. Remember, under the k-means algorithm, you need to define up a value for the k, and that value for the k further is like worked out, and based over that only you work about the same. But here for your this respective hierarchical clustering, there is no such need for declaring any value of k, because you do not require that over there, right? You do not require that particular thing here. So that is how you just first of all work with the same, where it might happen the results look similar, but exactly the process is not at all similar, right? Now, the hierarchical clustering which we are having, it is having two kinds of the approaches. Okay, hierarchical clustering, it has two kinds of approaches. The very first approach is agglomerative. Agglomerative. Okay, this is the very first kind of approach. And second approach is divisive. Second approach is this divisive. So agglomerative and divisive, these are two kinds of the approaches which we have up over here under the hierarchical clustering. Now, agglomerative, it is a bottom to up approach. It is a bottom up. It is a bottom up approach. And if you talk about a divisive, so in that case I would say it is a top down approach. Right? So agglomerative is bottom up and divisive is top down. Okay, Harshit, K-means is also done by agglomerative. Yeah, right, Harshit. It is also done by agglomerative. Fine. Yeah. So that clustering techniques, agglomerative and divisive. So agglomerative is bottom up and divisive is top down, right? So what happens in the agglomerative, that is bottom up approach. So here, like into this, whatever the algorithm it starts. So what happens here, the algorithm starts with all the data points. Okay, with taking all the data points as the single clusters, and it merges them until only one single cluster is left. That happens in the agglomerative. It starts on with the algorithm where it takes all the data points as the single clusters, right, and it just merges out them till the time only one cluster is left. That is agglomerative. And if I talk in detail about the divisive, so there it is simply just the reverse of the agglomerative algorithm. Divisive, it is the reverse of your agglomerative algorithm. Okay, that is what divisive exactly means. Reverse of agglomerative. And that is it. Right? That is what agglomerative and divisive is. Fine. So yeah, everyone, are you all clear till this particular place? Like exactly what we have done, guys, till now, and like exactly what are the things meant and how are these things divided also. Are you clear till the point? Okay, Harshit, I was talking about the agglomerative and divisive in the detail. So agglomerative, it is a bottom up approach. Divisive, it is a top to down approach. Agglomerative is something where the algorithm starts with taking all the data points as a single clusters and merging them till one cluster is left. Okay, and divisive is just the reverse of the agglomerative algorithm. Agglomerative is like you just start on, in which the algorithm starts with taking all the data points as single clusters and merging them till one cluster is left. So clear with that, Harshit, now? Yes, everyone, I just want you people to please give me responses. Are you all clear with the same about this clustering techniques? Okay, Harshit, further now, once we will see a little bit more, you will be clear completely with the same, okay? Yeah, sure, Harshit, just allow me a few minutes. I'll be giving you all the examples also, okay? Just let me first of all talk that why we use a hierarchical clustering, and after that I'll give you the complete example also of this agglomerative and divisive. Okay, I will be giving. Okay, now I would just first of all let you know that why exactly we need the clustering technique. This is one more clustering technique, right? Like we already have the clustering algorithms like your k-means, right? Then in that in that particular case, why do we require this hierarchical clustering, right? So generally, what have we seen? We have seen that the k-means clustering, it also have some challenges in the algorithm, right? So exactly what challenges are? It has a few challenges which maybe those are predefined number of the clusters, right? You just have to for the value of the k, you just have to work, right? There is no such particular approach for finding out the value for the k, or maybe whatever the value for the k turns out to be, you say that this many clusters you have into your data, some kind of things like that, right? And second thing is ki it always tries to create up the clusters of the same size. Absolutely. So if I talk about the k means, it always try to create up your clusters of the same size, right? So for solving these two challenges, both of these challenges, what you could do, you can start working with a hierarchical clustering algorithm. And the reason is because, see, into this particular algorithm, what will happen? You do not really require to have knowledge about any predefined number of clusters. You do not need to have that. Fine. So really, it's not at all required that in the case you should have the knowledge about the number of clusters or those respective things or any kind of a thing like that. It's so that you can just use up this hierarchical clustering and you are all done with your stuff. Fine. So yeah, that's the example for your hierarchical clustering. Now, if I talk about why agglomerative hierarchical clustering, okay. Now, see what happens under this in the detail. So, if I talk about this agglomerative hierarchical technique, this clustering, so what happens ki when you have to group the data sets, okay, when you have to group the data sets into the clusters. So, what it does, it follows up your bottom-up approach. It follows up a bottom to up approach, means down to up approach, right? Now, it means that the algorithm considers that each and every data set starts with combining the closest pair of clusters together. It means that whatever the data sets we are having, it starts on with a pair of all the clusters, that two together, right? So what it does, it helps you to make those pairs from the starting till the time all the clusters are merged into a single cluster that contains all the data sets. So it's gonna work till the time all the clusters have been merged into a single cluster that contains out all of your data sets. And that is what agglomerative hierarchical clustering is, right? That is what it exactly means out. So talking about any kind of example, so Harshit, let's say I have a data set with me, and from that data set I just have to apply my hierarchical clustering into that. So what I am gonna do, I am just very simply gonna work with the my data set, right? So what it will help me to do into that particular case, it will help me to take each data set as a single cluster at the very beginning of my data, right? And then what it will do, it will start combining the closest pair of clusters together. It is going to start combining up all the closest pairs of my cluster together, right? And it does that respective thing till the time all the clusters are not merged into a single cluster, then it contains all the data set. And so till the time all the clusters have not been merged into one single cluster, that contains up all the data set about your data. So that is how this agglomerative hierarchical clustering works out. It is a bottom approach. Whatever the data you are having, you just have to use that data, you just have to work with that data, and it all shows you of that particular thing. Fine. Working with the bottom up, right? You just have to work with your bottom up approach. That is the most usable thing. That is the most important thing in the agglomerative hierarchical approach, right? That is how you just work with the agglomerative bottom up thing. And agglomerative is also this clustering, hierarchical clustering is also having one another which is divisive, right? So what happens under the divisive? You have the second thing, right? So now see, about the agglomerative hierarchical clustering. So there are a few steps how you can explain this particular thing. Fine. So it's just very simple. Whatever the data you are having, just okay, fine, Arshid. Whatever the data you are having, just with that particular data, you can create each and every point as a first of all as a single cluster. The very first thing, right? You can just create all the data points as a single cluster. So let's say there are n data points, right? So maybe the number of the total clusters, those will be n only. Fine, that's the very first thing. Sorry. Now then what happens that you take the very closest point or the clusters to merge them and into one single cluster. Fine. So you take the two closest data points or your clusters and merge them to form one single cluster. That is the other step. Fine. So what happens in the first cluster that you just have to create each and every data point as a single cluster. You just work on with the single clusters, create those